Hello, my astrology friends. This is Lada from astrological.com here with the Sidereal Babylonian ancient astrologer Krasi, who will be leading us through the month of January 2021. Hello, Krasi.
Hello, Wada. Hello, everyone. Yes, we'll be speaking about January from sidereal perspective, but we will present it in a very understandable way also for those of you who follow the modern tropical astrology. Just to say, Wada, to mention from sidereal perspective again, 3 very important celestial events, and then we will be looking at the 12 ascendants. We have on the I think it will be 30th of December. On the 30th of December, Saturn becomes invisible. The whole month of January and February, Saturn will be invisible. Very serious thing. Then after him, on the 12th of January, so on the 30th December, Saturn becomes invisible. What is this? People ask, what is a planet to become invisible? This is when a planet reaches certain distance from the sun. The sun is hiding this planet in its rays, and people cannot see it. From our perspective, the invisible planet is called invisible because we will not be able to see it. So Saturn will be there. He's not going anywhere, but we will not be able to see him. And this is the fact as of 30th December. The whole January and February, we will not be able to see Saturn. Then only 12 days after him, Jupiter becomes invisible. And all this after we have the great conjunction of today. What we're so lucky today, 21st, when the great conjunction is happening, to have this. It's a beautiful omen. I like it.
I can't see anything. It's raining here. So
Same. And they're spraying on the top of it, and it's raining. We can't see it, but it's there. The great conjunction is there. So Saturn and Jupiter become invisible. What is Saturn? When a planet is invisible, you can imagine that symbolically it is taken away from what it represents. Saturn is old, maybe also the old things, maybe old governments, let's hope as well. But it also can take what the Saturn represents, which is old people. Saturn will represent disappearance of elderly people. Unfortunately, this is what is happening always when he becomes invisible. Saturn is in Capricorn, still he remains very strong. And this could also mean, because in the very moment when Saturn and Jupiter will be invisible, Mars will be squaring them from Aries. This is strong. The square will be almost exact. And this is very strong because this would be a tension on the sky. It is like the governments which are represented by Saturn and the justice which is represented by Jupiter are like hidden. They are joining the sun, and the things which they will come up, we will not be able to see immediately. It is like there will be plans which will be happening back of humanity, and people will be protesting. The month of January will not be harmonious. Well, from the spring on, we will have much better time, but the month of January with these invisible planets will not be harmonious, unfortunately. Many things will be happening. Surprises will appear, like what these invisible planets, what these governments were hiding are coming up with. Then Mars making a square will be the protesting, people that will be revolting. All this I expect to be taking place in the month of January very strongly. This is also because the first appearance of the first lunar crescent, which is marking how the month will look like, the appearance was moon void, of course. In the very last degree of Sagittarius, moon without a course is not giving development. It is not giving action. It is not giving bright scenario. We are a little bit stuck in the month of January, which is actually, let's look from divine perspective. We will feel stuck, but maybe from this universal point of view, probably this will be very good for our souls. I want to remind you to remain happy. This is it's not a cliche. I want to tell you, we will be going through difficulties. Yes, month of January will be tense for everyone, for every part of the world, more or less. But I read something very interesting today. Somebody reminded me how when there is imagine when we were like 20 years old, and when there was a party, how you feel like you're flying, and then your vibrations go up. You're flying, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why now all parties are forbidden, so that we do not lift up our vibrations, so that we don't, because happiness is bringing you high up.
Mm-hmm.
It is helping you connect better with your higher self, with the creator. So I want to tell you that if the matrix wants so much of us to be unhappy, it
Mm-hmm.
means that we need to exactly to be happy, because then we are very strong. This
Well,
is
I'm sure it's happening. I mean, a lot of people say, "Oh, uh, people cannot be so evil to do this. It's just because it's a dangerous virus." Of course, it's not. The statistics show it. It's not a dangerous one. It's not a deadly one. Maybe just for 0.02%. It is. You can throw stones at me, say whatever. This is straight from the statistics. But
yes.
it's. I know why this is. For me, my feeling is because of this huge shift that is happening now. Saturn, Jupiter conjunction, all of this, the vibration of the humanity is rising. And of course, Black Lodges always want to counteract that, to keep you in a low vibration, because when the whole cosmos is helping humanity raise its vibration, it becomes so powerful if you're also happy at the same time. So they're doing their best with the best means they can to fulfill their plan. It's there to fulfill their role, and it's God-given role again that they're playing.
Yes, let them try. Just be happy, people. Try to be happy. Don't even allow any fears, because month of January will not be very pleasing. Yes, but month of March will be better. Then the summer will be better. So we just have some temporary difficulties, and actually this is great for the soul, because what my friend of mine was just saying. How can, if there is only light, you're getting blind from only light. If there is only dark, you're getting blind from only dark. So there should be harmony and balance. Therefore, we shouldn't be unhappy and suffer emotionally from what is happening. We can remain happy, because then we really get the best from this Jupiter and Saturn conjunction, which is happening today. And hopefully you can see it in your area. I cannot. In Europe, it's very dark, it's raining, we can't see anything.
Same here. Here it's right, at least Pacific Northwest. But also when Saturn and Jupiter become invisible, which means they become combust type of thing, close to combustion.
Yes, yes.
Their external manifestation and structures start to die out. So they might be, like Krasi said, some structures or institutions or structures of government represented by Saturn, or structures in your life, because this is for you personally, something that you've always relied on, something that was always there for you. It might disappear. It might start dissolving during this invisibility period. But at the same time, the spiritual qualities of the planet, when it's close to the sun, they manifest. The external one, they fall apart, or they are stopped, or they are blocked. But the material spiritual one, and for Saturn, the spiritual qualities would be qualities of self-discipline, or qualities of self-dignity. So the external is external stability, the internal is internal strength of the soul that you can work on. And the same with Jupiter. I think Jupiter is also wealth and abundance. They might be deep economically or financially when it disappears. Like Krasi said, it is the judicial systems. There might be some crisis that happens there, or some freezing of some sort, or something unpredictable, as it is with invisible Jupiter. Or some opportunity can disappear, or you can end it and complete it in your personal life, some big project. But at the same time, the internal qualities of Jupiter, you can work on them, and that's generosity, that's faith, turning towards higher power. Because when it's invisible, the internal is strong, the external is weak. So I think that this is what we can use it for, or maybe visualizing for the next 2 months while Jupiter is invisible, new project, not starting on them before it becomes visible, but
exactly, not starting. This is a good
cultivating
point.
faith and vision, and cultivating internal virtues.
Yes, and also why the month is not good for business, or if you have any business plans, or if you want to do new beginnings which involve expectations for good financial results. January and February are definitely not appropriate for that, also because Venus is very weak. Venus is in Scorpio, and she will continue, of course, her path in Sagittarius. The thing is that you need, if you want to really to achieve good financial results, you need wonderful Venus, you need strong Jupiter, and the situation on the sky is far from good when it comes to new beginnings. So this is general for all 12 ascendants, which we'll be addressing in a second. So yes, just to summarize, before I look at all 12 ascendants, indeed, like Wada said, it will be good for the soul, that's for sure. And when we pass this small exam of January and February, the month of March looks a bit better from the mid of March on. The spring looks a bit better. The summer looks a bit better. So we just need to be patient and remember to be happy. Pray in the morning. This promises high vibrations for the entire day. And just remember to be happy, because this is what the matrix fears the most. When we are happy, happy and with God, no one can harm you. No disease can even affect you. So why do we start with the 12 ascendants? Yes, just small second to get. So just to remind you, we're looking from both perspectives, sidereal and tropical. When I name the sidereal, I'm also telling you which is the tropical. The tropical would be the modern zodiac, which you most probably follow. I'm saying this because oftentimes people ask after that and say, I don't understand. Well, it's very simple. For example, for ascendant, sidereal ascendant Aries, sorry, I got too fast. For sidereal ascendant Aries, the tropical would be Taurus. So this is. So we're starting indeed with sidereal ascendant Aries. Important month also for you will be the whole month of January. This is sidereal Aries, tropical Taurus. You can, if you don't know your time of birth and you don't know what is your ascendant degree, then you can apply this for your moon sign. So Mars will be on your ascendant for the whole month of January, and on your 10th house in the very same moment you will have Saturn and Jupiter, which as we just mentioned, will be invisible for the month of January. This can be a little bit critical, mainly for your career, also for your plans, can create different conflicts, very possible. Also could be that you have very emotional and maybe not very harmonious romantic life. So during the month of January, just remain very spiritual and be patient. Be low profile, I would advise, because of this heavy square Mars on your ascendant. This is important. Of course, like we mentioned in the beginning, new beginnings wouldn't be appropriate for you. Medical interventions, I would also say, if you can, postpone. The month will be great for learning, for spiritual work, because Venus is also entering 9th house in the month of January. So she will be saving you, of course, but let's not forget that this is a square. It causes tension. If you are connected with if you are very positive, very spiritual, I don't mean the positive sentence of this new age, positive, no, but just it is very important that you don't allow any fears and remain very, very spiritual and study and get the best out of this situation. You will be well. And yes, the month also is not appropriate for new beginnings. Just like what I mentioned, complete things, change towards the new, but the positive new. And this will be the month of January for you. And now let's look at Ascendant Taurus or Moon in Taurus, but this is sidereal. If you're following the modern tropical zodiac, then this will be Gemini. Now for you, Jupiter and Saturn, this great conjunction is taking place on your ninth house. Of course, this will be great awakening for you. Maybe you will see the world in a different way. Maybe your spiritual perspectives and philosophical perspectives will be changing. The ninth house is benevolent, so even if they become invisible and they're creating trine towards your sun, and this is harmonious aspect, so I don't see danger. However, be responsible for your health during this month. New beginnings wouldn't be appropriate also for you because your ascendant ruler Venus is not very strong to give you the expected financial results. The month would be great for learning, teaching others, studying, mainly for spiritual and educational activities. This much we can say. We're a little bit stuck into the month of January, but better times are coming. And now let's look at Ascendant Gemini Sidereal or Moon in Sidereal Gemini, or if you're looking from the modern tropical perspective, this will be Cancer. Now for you, this important great conjunction is happening on your 8th house again. This can bring you, depending of course on how Jupiter and Saturn are placed in your natal horoscope, this can be very beneficial for you for successful results from court cases or receiving justice or receiving money from inheritance. They can bring you such results, but again, it would depend on your natal horoscope. When they turn invisible, of course, this will be supporting your internal awakening. It will be certainly related to your spiritual life. Mars in this very moment will be in your 11th house, so don't rush into financial decisions. Be careful with your with people which are which you call friends, which are sharing your social life. This area can suffer a little bit. Be responsible also for your children, like be a bit attentive towards your children, because the 11th house is also related to children, but mainly don't be careful which financial decisions you take, because this area can be a bit disharmonious in your life. So also for you, the month is not appropriate for new beginnings. Even you may need to be cautious with your finances and the decisions that you make financially. And now let's look at Ascendant Cancer, Sidereal or Moon in Cancer, or from the modern tropical astrology perspective, this will be Ascendant Leo. Now for you, Mars, who will be the entire month of January is on your 10th house in Aries, Mars. And in the very same moment, you're having Jupiter and Saturn on your descendant. This is not very easy. This is this harmonious aspect, because the two planets also will be invisible. This would say that you need to be cautious, intuitive, diplomatic in two very important areas of your life, which will be your private romantic life, relationships in general, and also career. This can push towards career changes, and these are the areas where you need to be very intuitive, very count to 10 before reacting. Very important. Be responsible for your health as well. The month obviously is not appropriate for new beginnings. It's not appropriate for making important decisions, medical interventions. Just low profile, apply intuition, and be patient and loving also with your partners. These are the disharmonies a bit of the month. Of course, Venus will support your health once she enters into your 6th house. You will have support, of course. There is always solution in the sky, but still be a bit cautious and very intuitive during the month of January, the whole month of January. And now we're looking at people who have Ascendant Sidereal, Ascendant Leo, or Moon in Leo, or if you're following the modern tropical zodiac, this would be Ascendant Virgo or Moon in Virgo. Now for you, Mars, who enters now your ninth house, actually for you this is not that bad, because Mars in your ninth house, he's in Aries, this is good house for you, and he will be training the ascendant. Even this could give you good results. This will be giving you drive to study, to communicate with people abroad, to do a lot of studies and communication work. I don't see this as bad thing at all. But yes, the square is there. On your sixth house, you have Jupiter and Saturn conjunction, and they are invisible. And of course, this is tension where in your routine environment, also health-wise, you may need to be cautious, responsible, just maintain healthy lifestyle, healthy emotional lifestyle as well, because every disease is based on our emotional status. So this is a thing. Yes, Venus will be supporting once she enters your fifth house. She will be trining Mars, always helping hand from the sky we have, but still health-wise, you need to be responsible and watch out for people who are your subordinates, who may not be friendly during the month of January. Also, month of January, also for you, may not be appropriate for new beginnings. For no one. The month is such that you may need to be patient. So not appropriate for medical interventions, or such which are not invasive. You probably may do, but just be cautious, mainly with your health. And now we are looking at people who have Ascendant Sidereal Virgo or Moon in Virgo, or if you follow with the modern tropical astrology zodiac, then this would be Ascendant Libra or Moon in Libra. Now for you, this important conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn, which is changing the world, is happening on your fifth house. This is the house of the good fortune, so I don't think that this is harmful for you. However, you may need to be attentive with children. This conjunction also can bring you interesting changes related to your to knowledge, to your interest in knowledge which does not belong to the matrix, can bring you money. Changes in your finances can be very important. In the very moment Mars is in Aries, which is your eighth house, again, this is a sign that you may need to be cautious, responsible for your health during this period of time. Venus will enter Sagittarius to save you, to bring you some help in relation to your career and home. So actually, all what is happening on the sky is not that harmful for you, but also for you, it's not appropriate to do any new beginnings, neither to do medical interventions during this month, at least if they're very invasive. And now let's look at people who have Ascendant Sidereal, Ascendant Libra, or Moon in Libra, or if you're following the modern tropical astrology, this will be Ascendant Scorpio or Moon in Scorpio, tropical Western astrology. Now for you, Mars is entering his own place, which is your seventh house. He is the king there, so I don't expect that you have big troubles, but these harmonies are possible. Could be that these harmonies in your romantic life, these harmonies with partnerships, with partners, could be also that this speeds up results from court cases or from any cases which involve the law, for example. So this is there you may need to be a bit cautious, very diplomatic, very careful, because the aspect is not very harmonious. At home you may need to be a patient, diplomatic, loving, also with your partner, and also at work. So you may need to involve diplomacy in these three areas of your life: at home, work, and also if you have any cases which you expect to be solved. The change of the phases of Jupiter and Saturn in this very moment can change the status of the cases, for example, that are important for your life for the time being. Yes, so be cautious also at work. The month is not appropriate for new beginnings, also for you, but is very appropriate, of course, for spiritual work, work at home. And yes, we just may need to be a bit patient and also be very diplomatic, loving with your partner. Could be that this is a chance to also to fix your relationships. So we're looking now at people who have ascendant sidereal, ascendant Scorpio, or moon in Scorpio, or if you're following the modern tropical Western astrology, then this will be ascendant Sagittarius or moon in Sagittarius. Venus is remaining couple of days more on your ascendant, which is very nice. Even though she's foreign, Venus on the ascendant is always brilliant joy. After that, she's entering your second house. This will be supportive for your finances. In the very moment, she will be trining Mars from your sixth house. And there is also this complex square, between Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. A bit complex situation could bring some complexities at your workplace with your subordinates. Could be also that you may need to be responsible for your health. Could be that you see which are your friends, which are your enemies. There will be movement. Could be that this also shows you how to fix. There will be movement in relation to communication with siblings, for example. This will be also very much awakening. Can increase your interest in esoteric knowledges, studies. So all this is activated with this complex situation on the sky. It is not bad. I don't think that you're in any trouble, but yes, be cautious and patient. And I also, for you, like for everyone, the month is not appropriate for new beginnings. Just remain very diplomatic in your work area with people which share your work environment, health as well. And yes, work on your, the period is brilliant for your spiritual and philosophical studies, awakening, knowledge will be very rewarding. And now we're looking at people who have ascendant Sagittarius, Sidereal, or Sagittarius moon, or if you're following the modern tropical astrology, this will be Capricorn. Now, for you, Venus in couple of days is entering your ascendant. Yes, she's peregrine, not very strong in Sagittarius, but still Venus on the ascendant is always like she will be your guardian for the coming month. This is very nice. In the same moment, you may have some change and development in your financial situation because Jupiter and Saturn are in your second house. They turn invisible, so they will mark some change in your finances, which may be a bit disharmonious, also because Mars is squaring from your fifth house. Venus will be saving you all the time, but disharmonies you may experience in relation to your work and also finances, also communication or relationship with people from your family roots, for example. New beginnings, not appropriate medical interventions. Try to postpone if you can for the month of January. Other than that, I don't think that you're in any danger. Just be attentive with children because of this Mars in your fifth house for the month of January. And now we're looking at the most important ascendant, Capricorn, Sidereal Capricorn. Why most important? Because the great conjunction is happening in the 6th degrees of Capricorn. So Capricorn, Sidereal or moon in Capricorn, or if you're following the modern tropical astrology, this will be ascendant Aquarius or moon in Aquarius. Yes, Saturn and Jupiter become invisible on your ascendant. This may bring you changes, change your perceptions, your plans, your interest. May also, of course, it can be financial change and change of your plans because Saturn rules also your second house. Jupiter rules your third, your 12th. Could be that it plays important role for your intrinsic, internal spiritual development, awakening, perceptions of the world. It can change the philosophies that you are interested in. Many things can be changed with this disappearance of Jupiter and Saturn on your ascendant. This is very important. For sure, they bring in change in your plans, perspectives, everything, work interests. Many things will be changed during this aspect. Also, career interests. They could be that they create change also in your career plans and career environment. All this due to the fact that also Mars is in your fourth house home. There you need to be a bit diplomatic and loving with parents at home, diplomatic at work with your superiors, because all this is being touched because of the Jupiter and Saturn conjunction on your ascendant. This conjunction may give very good results, but of course it depends on your natal horoscope. In any case, changes you will experience for sure, and they will be very interesting for you and very rewarding in the end. And yes, no new beginnings. The beginnings anyway will be marked by the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction, but January is not the appropriate month for that. And now we're looking at Ascendant Aquarius, Sidereal, or Moon in Aquarius, or tropical Pisces, or Moon in Pisces. Now for you, Saturn and Jupiter are meeting on your 12th house. Of course, the 12th house is the very secret. This is your secret room. This is the house of the temples. This is the house of your spiritual work, if you want. Yes, this house is not considered to be benefic, but this is the house about your internal work, spiritual awakening. So this placement of Saturn and Jupiter can make you also to desire, especially when becoming visible, to desire solitude, to want to concentrate into your spiritual awakening, to discover the occultism, secrecy, all this, to be empathic, to help the poor people, to help the sick, all this. Along with that, can bring you some melancholy, which you need to oppose by being happy, welcoming the sun. And you may need to be responsible for your health during Saturn Jupiter on your 12th house. Mars in the very moment is on your 3rd. This can create some disharmonies if you're dealing with communication work or negotiations. You may need to be cautious. Also, this can be disharmonious when it comes to relationship with siblings. So again, there you may need to be diplomatic and cautious. I don't think that you will suffer financially. Venus is entering your 11th house. She can be benevolent in terms of finances, but during this month of January, new beginnings, I wouldn't advise, of course, also for you because of the facts that we just explained. And now we're looking at the last ascendant, Sidereal Pisces or Moon in Pisces, or if you're following the modern tropical astrology, Western zodiac, this will be Aries. Now for you, this great conjunction is happening in your 11th house. 11th house is in the ancient astrology, the house of the good spirit, very benevolent. So yes, this can be harmonious financially for you. When they disappear on your 11th house, of course, this would say that there could be change in your financial status. Could be that you see some financial movements which change of direction, for example. They will not be very supportive financially while invisible in your 11th house. Doesn't mean that in general that Jupiter-Saturn conjunction will not give you benefits. I do believe it will give you benefits. However, because of the square of Mars, you may need to be cautious what kinds of financial decisions you make. You need to be very diplomatic, very intuitive, not impulsive, because you may make wrong decisions due to the square with Mars in your 2nd house. So career-wise as well, you may need to be cautious and alert and very diplomatic during this period of time, especially January, February to in a couple of days, Venus enters your 10th house. She'll be helping you but still remain diplomatic. And when you're making financial decisions, be very, very intuitive and very careful and count to 10. New beginnings also for you, not. So yes, Wada, this was quick.
Thank you so much, Krasi. You're great.
Thank you, Wada. Thank you, everyone.
If anyone would like to contact Krasi, actually today she did Saturn Jupiter talismans. And the exact conjunction, they infuse with the energy of Saturn conjunct Jupiter. If anyone needs that, I think they'll be great for if you want to build something long lasting, for example. If you want, because Saturn and Jupiter is some long, big plan that you can create long term. This energy can be, of the talisman can be amazing for you, for example.
Thank you, Wada.
Also, Krasi does personal readings. I'll put the link below. Thank you so much, Krasi. Have a great Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
You will be happy.
Sorry. See you. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you.